morning. Oh, folks. Hello, Sunday fun day. Ladies and princess.
All right.
All right. Good morning, everybody. To get started, just come all the way to the back parts of your mats. Bring your feet out to the corners. Turn your toes into the center line and just begin to sway your hips from side to side. Imagine you're on a nice Hawaiian island, enjoying basking in the sun. I know, kind of corny. As we get started today, we're going to bring some arms into it. Circle up and back and alternate from side to side as you go side to side and with your hips. Yeah, let's get some movement in the joints. Yeah. All right, and then reverse it, go the opposite way. It's almost like you swim, right? Kind of swimming pool.
This isn't mega swim.
Yeah, this is how I swim. Kind of crazy. Crazy swim. All right, let's bring everything calm. Bring your hands onto your hips. Let's bring some straightness into your legs. Let's hollow out that belly and crowd out that chest. And take your elbows and begin to pull them towards each other. Now, kind of two movements at the same time. Imagine you broadening across the shoulders and squeezing in with the elbows. Let's take your chin and draw it in towards that neck of yours and grow everything. Imagine string tied to the top of the head, pulling a full spinal column long. Now, as you pull here, hollow out a little more to that belly, draw the hips backwards and lean in ever so slightly. Feel those lungs for there, and on the next breath, bring the hands forward with palms facing. Just begin to flutter the arms up and down. Just a slight movement. And then on the next movement, draw them all the way back, open the palms to face outwardly, and try to rotate the thumbs in towards the central line of the body. Make sure the neck is tension-free as you draw the shoulders up to the ears, and then nestle them back downward and pull with the fingers to make long the arms and crowd the chest. While we pull them, it's likely to create an isometric activation, an external effort of the heels. Try to rotate them away from the center line, and then reverse that. Push the ball of each big toe into the mat. Keep the legs straight, but try to chopsticks the legs, or scissor them in towards the center line, and then reverse that. Rotating out, pulling back in, and then on the next breath, let everything calm in the legs, bring the arms forward. Yeah, a little bit of endurance for those external rotators. With-de-do. Palms facing the sky. Draw the elbows back in, trace the rib cage as you draw them all the way back and keep that chest nice and proud. And the next inhale, shoot those arms back out, bring the forearms together, and then draw the elbows in, trace the ribs. Arms shoot out, arms stay shoulder width apart, trace the ribs, come all the way back in, and shoot them out, forearms meet, elbows trace and draw back, and do that a couple more times. All right, let's push the arms out, interlock the fingers. Take a big breath in and grow that spinal column. Keep the chest nice and proud. Draw those shoulders inwardly. Create a little bit of rotation, right to the center and to the left, and just oscillate from side to side. As the shoulder carriage initiates that turning course, try to keep those hips in check so we're not basically swaying around. We have spinal rotation governed by the security and strength in the hips. Back center, bring hands over heart, step your toes straight forward. As you inhale, push the hands to the sky. As you exhale, let that upper body fold down. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. As you bend both knees, walk the plank. And when you reach that plank position, lower the knees down, slightly wider than hip width apart, with toes remaining tucked while the hips backwards. Hands walk forward. To a nice lengthening through the spinal column. In this position, I'd like you to pull your chin up in towards the spinal column while you avoid compressing through the neck. Practice growing it longer so you can do it. See if you can sink a little deeper into this. Keeping the forearms up off the mat. As you fill the lungs, walk the hands back under the shoulders. Excuse me. Keeping the hands a little wider than shoulder width apart. Spiral your elbows inwardly. Push high and sink low. And as you move your torso up and down in between your arms, try to avoid the collapse through the elbows. Try to keep them nice and straight. Try to keep them inwardly rotating. As we do a few more repetitions up and down. Try to do it with tension so you're not dropping down. And then find a nice neutral low position. Take the left foot, step it backwards, and then lift it into the sky. And then return it back. Step the right foot back. Straighten the leg, lift, and bring it back. And continue on this pattern for a few more repetitions. As we walk the legs, try to keep the upper body calm. Try to avoid side to side. In other words, just stable upper body. All right, bring both knees to the earth. Separate them nice and wide. Take the tops of your feet onto the mats and rip those hips backwards for a nice stretch through the anterior or front leg muscles. The shins doing a nice release. As you come back up onto your knees, tuck your toes and spread your hands to the width of the mats. So open the fingers widely and turn them in towards the center line. This brings straightness to the elbows and descent to the chest. Draw the neck long, hollow through the belly, and arch. See, curve that upper spine. Let the head just kind of drift towards the earth and tuck that pubis in and up. And as you inhale, reverse that. And as we cow this a little bit, move slowly, move intently, and be connected to the whole movement. We're not moving quickly. We're not using momentum. We're using muscle to control movement today, as we should every day, right? All right, coming back, we're going to take our hands and aim the fingers straight forward. We're going to take the right hand, tuck it under to the top of the hand, with the fingers aiming back in towards the knee, and then straighten through the arm, and then drift backward with the hips for a nice stretch with our forearms. Drift it back forward, reset that hand, switch it to the opposite side. Drift the hips backwards. Back forwards, palms face. With knees, we're going to float them, and then we're going to lift the hips and draw the hips upward and backward. Let the heels descend to the earth. Straighten out through those knees. Draw those hips backwards. Lift them to the sky. And then walk a reverse plank back to an inverted situation. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension. Straighten out those legs. Draw those hips backwards. Walk the fingers forward. If both knee bend, sweep the arms forward. We're in a low chair type position. We're gonna bump up and down a little. Keep the gaze forward, looking forward towards the fingertips. And then hold down, see if you can sink a little lower, and then slowly rise up and salute the sun. Good morning, Mr. Sunshine. Hold the arms long as you inhale. As you exhale, let the arms sweep beside you. And I think we're pretty warm now. How about you? All right, let's take the right foot, step it forward. As we separate church and state, now I know I'm holding but a goodie there. Make sure that back heel is aiming to the sky. We're going to bring fisted hands with thumbs aiming to the sky and elbows pulling back. As we set up this movement now, I want you to be mindful that the knee has an orientation above the heel and maybe even slightly back of it. That heel, the back foot aiming straight to the sky, push forward. Use those toes to push forward and kind of load a little more into that front leg. As we keep that leg in its position, hinge through that right hip. And as we work our good mornings on this right side, I'd like you to try to keep the elbows pulling back through the whole range of motion. Lowering down, how low can you go? And we have an upper limit with the rise up. You can't go any further back than your body was built to do, but the range down, explore it today. See if you can get a little lower. Try to make the movement with long spine as opposed to spinal flexion. It changes the orientation of the movement and muscles involved. Keeping the spine nice and long, descending down, hold down, and let the fingers either find a spot on your shin or all the way down to the floor. Take the back heel, that left heel, and drive it into the earth or towards the earth. It doesn't go all the way down. You can step in a little bit. Make sure you have a nice heel connection. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Draw the hips backwards. Straighten that front leg. Inhale, keep the spine long and see if you can exhale and lower a little closer to that front leg. As you inhale, extend, step the back foot forward, step the opposite foot back, and rise up. Same setup, opposite side. Fists, thumbs, elbows. Legs strong. We have a pronouncement of that ball of that big toe in the front foot with heel of the back foot aiming to the sky. Good morning, left side. Begin. The movement is one where we have tension through the whole movement. As you lower down, try to make knee secure, not bending. Elbows pull back all the way through the range of motion. Challenge the range down. Spine long. Tension free through the body and neck. As we work another few repetitions. Continue to explore that range. On the next rep, hold it down. Take the back foot, drive that heel to the earth, step in if needed. Upper body finds extension. Upper body maintains extension as it descends a little closer to that forward leg. Inhale, keep the extension. Exhale, fold. Step that back foot forward. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, and step back the feet to plank pose. With our extended plank today, which means simply that our hands are more forward, not directly under, more forward of the shoulders. pull up and back to down dog. Drive the heels to the earth and try as you can to push with the hands to drive the heels earthward. So we're going to leveraging some of our body's power to get a little deeper stretch. Now, drift it back to your extended plank. Take the right leg, lift it up, just like we practiced earlier, lower it down, and switch to the opposite side. When the left leg lowers, pull backward and upward to down dog. Ride the heels, push with the arms, straighten through those knees just a little more. Tailbone pulls higher to the sky. As you release the next breath, float it back to your extended plank. Right leg lifts, left leg lifts. Just seeing if you're paying attention. Switch it to the opposite side, of course. And then lower down onto the knees by stepping your feet in to a bear-like or quadruped position. Flex the spine, speak cat, and exhale cow. And repeat this for a few more reps. All right, now calm and neutral the spine. Float the knees. Take your right hand, step it forward. Take your left foot, step it with it. So together we move. So pairs, opposite sides. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Walk forward 2 or 3 steps and then walk it backwards. Try to keep the knees a little float above the ground. And when you get back to your starting position, hold. Hips pull up and back, down dog. Heels drive earthward. Float it back. Walk it out. Walking bear. And reverse walking bear. Hips up and back, down dog. Come back to walking bear. What do you mean, no? This is what's called exercise. And then pull up and back to down dog. Reverse the plank, walk it back. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and salute the sun. And relax the arms. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to grab a little water, just like we all need. Cheers.
Cheers. Couldn't get that walking bear and say.
You had an asynchronous walking bear. All right. Let's get into some good therapy here. We're going to bring our feet wider than hip width apart, angling the toes slightly inward, center line. As we do so, I like it to hollow out the belly. Notice how I can bring flexion to the spine, or I can bring extension to the spine. With spine and extension, try to maintain the focus of that length as you bring hands together. Now, make an effort to try to pull the legs together. It's isometric, of course. So they're not really going anywhere, but we just have an inner thigh muscle activation as we drift the hips backwards. We take the elbows and kind of squeeze them together in the back. And remember, try to maintain that long spinal column as you descend into this. Now, the range that you go, we'll have to explore a little bit. Everything, of course, every day. Said once, probably said too much, is always body appropriate. As you descend, try to pull hips backwards. You will know that that's kind of happening by the weighting in the feet. And if you feel the heels being slightly more weight bearing than the front of the foot, you know you kind of got your hips back far enough. All right, in the next descent, release the arms, let the fingertips find their spot on the earth. See if you can drift back more with the hips and to cantilever a little bit, walk the hands forward. Now, we had that internal or medial or legs pulling together type of sensation going on. Reactivate that if it's kind of fallen by the wayside. While you keep it active, take the right arm, sweep it out to the side, and take the right shoulder and lift it to the sky. And then return and set up for the opposite side. All the while, try to keep that chopstick-like action of the legs, keeping those muscles working isometrically as we affect the rotation of the torso by rotating the shoulder, not just throwing that arm up into the air. Let's do this for a few more reps. Slow, steady. On the next rep, fingertips find the earth and walk the feet in, hip width apart. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension as you draw the hips backwards. Bend both knees. Arms sweep to the side. Salute the sun. And step to face the mat, forward facing, and bring hands over hearts. Good morning again. Someone's really enjoying themselves today.
This is easy.
This is easy. Oh my God.
I mean, this right here,
Yeah, this is easy.
yeah,
There's no problem with this. This is the easy part. Now, let's step that left leg back to start. Separation of the front and back has to be convenient, but also appropriate for the next movement. So you can adjust if you need to. And that movement is simply descending the left knee towards the earth. I'm going to bring it down, we're going to hold down, and then we're going to break the momentum by doing that. And then we're going to initiate lift again. Now, try as best you can to keep the back heel aimed skyward, slowly, with tension through the whole movement, so we're not dropping or leaning hard on that knee. Take it down again. And then raise back up. Push onto the toes of that back foot. Drive the heel to the earth. Push onto the toes. Lower the knee. Raise it. Heel pistons down. Back up. Lower down. You'll notice the upper body has a relatively vertical orientation. You may have a slight lean in, that's all right. But try not to exaggerate that. Drive the heel, push up, lower the knee. One more rep. On this one, we're going to relieve that pressure on the right side and switch it up. Still easy?
easy.
Easy.
Not your legs.
Oh. In this case, it's just our body weight. Again, adjusting stance as needed. Lower down, raise up. And now that we have the range of motion under control, add in the progression. Drive the heel, raise it up, and rep it out.
Amen.
I'll keep count, you keep going. All right, on the next rep, as you come up, step the back foot forward. Great job. Now, let's keep hands over hearts. Right foot forward, left foot back, lower down, raise up, drive the heel, slight push off, step it forward, switch up sides. Drive the heel, push it forward. You got it. You guys are the best learners ever.
You forgot the heel.
I did the heel. I'm not cueing it, but I've got to do it. Just getting bored. All right, stepping both feet forward, front of the mat, Heels to the corners of the mat, toes angling outward, hands remaining over heart, lower down. And raise up. And lower. And raise. And explore the range of motion. So our previous squats were basically the fundamentals of walking. It's that push off of the back foot we were doing before. This is a different form of squatting where we're working not isometric, not individual components, we're working both together. So both legs lower and both legs raise the body. One more rep, standing tall, stepping forward, feet to the toes, keeping them mat width apart. Inhale, extend. Reach for the sky. Excuse me, I'm not winded today. Left hand grabs right wrist, pulls the wrist to the sky. As you push the right hand to the side, the right hip to the side, pull the right hand skyward and across the center line. And then come back up, switch it for the opposite side. Do it one more time each side. Great work. Relax the arms, take it down to the mat. Going hard to the mat. No, we're gonna go soft to the mat. Gonna go visit our friend, Matt. Grab some water, feel dry in my mouth, maybe do the same. Cheers.
Cheers. What are we doing?
What are we doing? We're spending time with our friend Matt. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, take it all the way down. As you lie flat, keep the feet pulled in towards your hips. And then pelvic rocking. I know we know what this is. So just rock that pelvic girdle forward and backward. As it rocks backwards, the pubis is raising and rotating inwardly and upwardly. And as we rock forward the hips, that tailbone is getting kind of pushed down onto the mat. You should kind of feel those different types of muscle connections. As we do a couple more reps. Now keep that upwardly and inwardly rotated pubis and engage your six-pack muscle. But I'd also like to engage your belly band, the transverse muscle. That's simply done by pulling all that structure in towards the spinal column. Now, as we do that, a lot of times we get vasoconstriction. We feel a little constricted. So I want you to try as best you can to practice the release through the upper body, through the neck. That internal pressure is really just muscle activation. So let's just hold on this for a couple seconds and see if you can kind of calm the rest of the body as we keep the six-pack and the transverse muscle active. Fill the lungs deeply with air. Let it draw in and then push out. As we facilitate the breathing now, I want to make sure that we're flat on the shoulder blades. So figure that out. And when you got it, keep the breathing going on and bring the thighs together. See now if you can affect a re-engagement, because normally when we create that internal rotation of the legs, stuff starts to go on in the belly. So I want to kind of connect this all together. So squeeze the legs, give me the six-pack, and give me that pull all towards the spinal column simultaneously. Work it hard, squeeze, like I'm going to drop a cannonball, and pull everything to the spine. Grab out the chest, bring the arms up, right above the chest. Everything's looking good. Gonna keep it all connected. Lower your chin into the chest and begin to peel the upper spine up and off the mat. We have like a super crunch going on. Now see if you can pull with the fingers and get a little higher. And then lower down and do it again. Chin drops, vertebrae by vertebrae, peel it up. You can see I'm stressing at this. And then lower it back down. And do it again. And continue to go at this for a few more reps. We now extend the legs all the way out. We're going to add on to this. Pilates sit-ups. Chin, spinal column, and one vertebra at a time slowly. Keep the arch, the C curve in the spine. At a certain point, the belly may want to protrude. Suck it in. Suck it in and let the fingers guide between the feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, drop that chin back onto the chest. And slowly, with belly sucking inwardly, take it back down. Open the palms to face the sky as you descend. With palms facing backwards, sweep the arms backwards. We simply create an external rotation through the shoulder blade, keeping the palms back. Face the palms to the sky, chin drops, and slowly arch. Keep the curve of the spine with chin tucking. Driving the fingers, feeling a nice pull of the belly up and into the spinal column. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold it down, chin into chest, and suck it in and lower it down. Arms sweep back. One more repetition. Slowly up. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flex that spine. Lower it back down. Legs raised to the sky. Drive the heels skyward. Try to keep those legs long by locking out at the knees. Rotate the toes inwardly. Keep the inward rotation as you reach the fingers to the toes. And from the top of the head, lifting the neck and back off the floor, reach up for the toes, and then slowly let each vertebrae of the thoracic or upper spine make a connection, and eventually the head. Legs keep straight, toes keep touching, come up, 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 and down, down, down. And do this a few more repetitions. On the next rep, reverse. Turn the heels out, snap the knees, back of the knees together, and continue reaching up. This time, turn the palms to face backwards. So we have external rotation to the shoulders. Up, 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 and down, down, down. You should be able to feel this now, hopefully. One more rep up. Lower it back down. Take those palms, put them on the earth, and then lower the legs with heels still connected, but halfway down, actually just down far enough where you can still maintain that lumbar stability, which means that that low back skin pulls off the mat by lowering down. Just because you got lower, kind of compromise the stability a little bit. Keep the low back skin down, keep those legs in that spot. Bring your palms facing the sky, crunch up, and begin to flutter. Squeeze the legs together, keep those heels squeezing together. Final bit of work. That belly should be on fire, hopefully. And then relax, lower down, stretch it out by pushing the legs out and bring the arms above the head. Feel that nice overall body stretch. Hollow out the belly. And then sweep the arms up, Pilates style, come all the way back up. Oh, a little more fatigue there. Well, that's up for you, right? This strong, I got a big strong core. All right. Heels to corners of the mats, chest nice and proud, upper body long, let the left, sorry, right ear drop or descend towards the right shoulder. Feel that nice, hopefully nice lengthening. Come back up center, opposite side. Often there's a bilateral asymmetry. Basically meaning that one side can do something better than the opposite side, or may have more problems with it. You know, there's history with our body. So this is a good way to kind of help overcome the historical effects of our living simply by stretching and enjoying some range of motion we typically don't achieve during our days. Now, from the seated position, rotate the chin to the shoulder and let it descend into the shoulder. Not vice versa. We don't want the shoulder raising up to meet the chin. Quite contrary, we want the opposite, chin to shoulder. And then try one more time on each side. All right, a lot of neck stretching there. Gonna take it back down to the mat, keeping the legs nice and long. Gracefully down, just like Kirsten always does. Graceful. As we step the feet, butt hip width apart. I'm gonna bring a little bit of abdominal engagement in play here. I'd like you to take your six-pack muscle and fire it up. And like we practiced earlier, draw the belly towards, in this case, the earth, spinal column, whatever you want to call it. Let your arms kind of find their way beside the body as you flatten out the shoulder blades, which is basically another way of saying proud out the chest. Let's cup the fingers and bring fingertips widely spread onto the mat. So they're your connection point. No forearms, no elbows, just fingertips, shoulders. As we rotate, let's draw in the feet ever so slightly, just so there's a micro bend in the knee. And then let's bring flexion, which means we're going to take the tops of the feet and bring them as close to the shins as we can. We're going to maintain that. This is so crucial for this stretch to be as effective as possible. So, and it's really muscle strengthening. So we keep the shin orientation at the top of the foot as we rotate everything in, toes touching, hopefully, thighs touching, hopefully, thighs begin to squeeze. But most important are two things: flexion through both feet and the squeezing of the thighs, holding that. As we begin to put pressure into the fingertips, I'd like you to try to push with the heels to create elevation through that whole kinetic chain we have highly active right now. We're elevating the use of it by pushing with the heels. We should feel a stronger, maybe, hopefully, tension or muscle activation in those middle thigh muscles. See if you can use enough strength of yours to lift the tailbone up off the earth. So your gluteals now working, and then lower down and extend out both feet and the arms. It's a lot of work over a couple minutes worth of time. Amazing work there, thank you. And then let's sweep up and Pilates style, bring it up all the way and dive it down and get that nice low back stretch. As you inhale, extend to a flat back, and Pilates style, take it back down. Let's post that left foot up by that left cheek of yours, and you know which cheek I'm talking about. Let's bring that right leg and cross it over the left. best you can, try to keep the knees as close together as we begin to use this right leg to pull the left leg towards the earth. Right side. Take the left arm and reach to the sky. Keep it just reaching skyward because I want you to try to practice a little bit of spinal rotation. So skyward reach of the hand. Now take the left shoulder and try to rotate it towards your mat. And if you can get it down, great. And if it doesn't go down, good. You just got a little bit of additional rotational efforts. Those will help those rotator muscles be active, supportive of your spinal column. As we progress this now, sweep the hand directly backwards. Pull with the fingers. See if you can continue that external rotation of the shoulder. Take the palm to the sky, and then rotate the thumb upward if you can do that. Reach long with that arm, and then begin to dial it like a hand on a clock. Down to the hips to touch, and back up to the shoulder. And then rotate that thumb higher to the sky. And then relax everything by coming back to where you started and switching up sides. I'm all sweaty. That's because I'm beside such a hot chick. All right, left side, pull to the left. Let the right shoulder roll up. Reach that right arm to the sky. Rotate the right shoulder towards your earth. Right arm sweeps backwards. Palm opens to the sky, and thumb continues that rotation skyward. Pull directly backwards, and like the clock, move that arm. Oh, sorry. Don't be grabbing each other's private parts. Sweep it all the way back, slowly. Roll back onto your backside and unlock the legs. Bringing the feet in towards your buttocks. Rock the pelvic girdle up and in. And down and back. And oscillate in and out a few times. Now, keep the pubis pulling upward and inward. Pull the knees up and into the chest. With hands to kneecaps. Gently pull those legs of yours in towards the chest. Rock it forward and back. Let things kind of loosen up a little bit. Let's begin circling. Take the knees outward and slowly guide them. So this is a tension-oriented stretch. The range of motion you can play with a little bit. You don't have to hold hard to the kneecaps. You can kind of let the legs go and let them circle wider if you can. Sometimes the hands on the kneecaps will restrict our actual range of motion with this. So let them go and play around with it a little bit. On the next repetition, reverse the movement. I'm doing a modified version of it where I use my hands for part of the movement, but I let the legs and hips and knees kind of govern where it's possible with range of motion. All right, let's pull it back in and then open the knees. Now, some of us can grab feet, some of us need towel, some of us can grab toes, some of us can't grab anything, but whatever you can, whether it's shins or feet, Find a happy baby and then use that to kind of pull the knees in towards your earth. And then slightly side to side. Just a little bit of relief. A little bit of self-love. And then calm that as your legs descend. Keep the bend of the knees and allow for a nice bottom of foot connection. Let them open up nice and wide. We'll just take a couple breaths. I know we got to finish this up. We're almost done. As you bring both legs together, once again, draw them into the chest. Bring your forehead along for the experience to allow the spine to kind of be able more curved to rock and roll all the way up to a seated position. I'm going to staff pose this out and bring hands over hearts. And with my chest proud, with my smile on my face, thank you for joining us today. Namaste.
Namaste.
Done.
Thank you.